To introduce the Youth Artist Panel. Our moderator today is Florencio Galvan Ontiveros. He is a visual artist. Yes, round of applause for him. Florencio's artwork consists of acrylic, clay, as well as watercolor, and his inspiration comes from his experiences that he has with the people around him. He's also a student at Fox Tech High School and a volunteer at the San Antonio Library. And we also want to thank CECI and the San Antonio Youth Commission for their assistance putting this panel together. So Florencio, take it away.
Good evening. Today I'm the moderator for the Youth Leading Forward panel, and today we will be hearing from 5 talented and amazing panelists. They are taking the reins of artistic expression in different ways. Without further ado, here's our first panelist, Joaquin Lin. He is 9 years old. He is a student of accordion master instructor Lorenzo Martinez of the Conductor Heritage Taller. Joaquin began his accordion lessons 1 month before his 8th birthday. He has performed at the Tejano Conductor Festival, the Texas Folk Life Festival, and many other events. In 2015, he was featured in an interview on NPR titled The Conductor Kid. Joaquin attends Monte Vista Montessori School in San Antonio.
Not a theater arts professional.
Hello, my name is Joaquin Lin. I'm 9 years old and I like to play the accordion.
Yeah! What are you going to play for us?
I'm going to play Sube y Bajo. Rivera.
Thank you, Joaquin. That was really, really nice. You're really talented. Okay. Now moving on to our next panelist, Maria Teresa Conchas. Maria is a sophomore at Young Women's Leadership Academy of San Antonio. She has been a visual artist student at SAC for almost 2 years. Her artwork includes acrylic, oil, and yarn paintings, as well as wire and cardboard structures, and is inspired by her Latino culture and her interest in the sciences. She looks forward to utilizing her creativity and artistic skills to enhance the field of public health.
Pedro, can we have the main screen, please?
Sorry. Hello, my name is Maria Teresa Conchas. I am a visual artist at SAC, and I have been for 2 years now. in case you're not familiar with SACE, it's a multidisciplinary arts program serving San Antonio youth. So these two pieces are self-portraits. The one on your left I completed last year. It's an oil painting. And I really enjoyed working with oil because I'm a very detail-oriented person, and so I was able to go in and refine the shadows and tones on the face because oil takes a really long time to dry. And the one on your right was a challenge. I had never worked with arbitrary colors, and also I had to include my whole body, but it was very interesting. So this next part of my presentation is about art and science. My favorite subject is biology. I love how in nature everything is interconnected and interdependent. So this piece is called Cellular Elephant, and it's cardboard and spray paint. So this one involved a lot of trial and error. I had to measure out each piece, cut it out, and then see if it fit. If not, I had to redo it. And then I made stencils of cells of various shapes and sizes and spray painted them onto the cardboard. And then I put it together without using any glue. And this next piece is called Corazón Salvaje, and that translates to Wild Heart. And I made it for SACE's Muertitos Fest, Day of the Dead Fest, this past November. It's a technique called huichol, which is basically yarn painting. So on a piece of wood, I drew my image, and then I covered it in wax, and I used a wooden skewer to add the beads and the yarn. It was a very repetitive process, but it was also very soothing. So, thank you. This next part of my presentation is called Art and Experimentation, and it's about really pushing my creativity and exploring new surfaces. So these pieces were also for SACE's Muertitos Fest, and and they're on Altoids tins. So the top are the front of the tin, and the bottom are the inside. And so the two on the outermost edges were inspired by Aztec designs, and the two in the middle were inspired by Frida Kahlo. She's right there. And she just had this fascination with birds and liberation, and she also had a vast collection of cacti. And this final piece is called Penny Cathedral, and it's an acrylic painting of the San Fernando Cathedral on a penny. And this one was very tedious because I had to use a toothpick instead of a paintbrush to get all the details, but I also really enjoyed the process because I was able to learn how to make my own frame, so I got to cut out the wood, bind it, and stain it. This concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Maria. You were really, really creative. I would have never thought of that, but okay, now moving on to our next panelist, Damasio from Detroit, Michigan. He is let me read this, okay. They are a member of Awkward Theory, an alternative hip-hop group born and raised in Detroit. They are noted for intermixing classic hip-hop styles with genres such as rock, pop, punk, and folk strings. Awkward Theory is known for the distinctive beat compositions, creator of a perfect juxtaposition for soft vocals, gritty lyrics, and complex sounds, spinning all of which into an album that you feel rather than hear. Thank you.
How y'all doing? Hello? Okay, it's loud now. How y'all doing? That's good. My name is Damasio. I'm from Southwest Detroit, Mexican and Puerto Rican. I was born there, raised there. I'm gonna keep it brief though. I am part of a group called Awkward Theory, and I'm the oldest one in the group. I'm 20 years old. I'm an artist. I rap and I also paint murals and stuff. But I'm the oldest one. The singer, he's 17, and the other rapper's 18. And we're basically just a group that came together because in Detroit, there are no outlets for kids my age or younger. All the arts and music classes were taken out when I was in 2nd grade. So growing up, I never had an art class or a music class. So we basically formed Awkward Theory as a way to inspire other kids the way we were inspired by people we see on screens. But instead of you could come to a show that we throw, you could come to a neighborhood event and see us do it and let you know you could do it too. So with that said, I'm gonna spit this little piece and then I'm gonna be out. So where I'm from, we say what up, though. I know if you saw me last night, you heard me say it. So when I say what up, I need you to say though. So it's what up? No. What up? No. What up? No. I'll be the man within this haze. Psych. What up? No. What up? No. Reporting live from the slum village of stolen land, home of the hard burners, factory and yard workers, double shifts and swollen hands. Damn, got them rolling splits in a mobile van, wishing to be more mogul than any road that you know to sand. Cause he works 6 to 6 day in and day out and preaching to his kids. You better not take the same route, sipping on that got him straight in his brain out. Cause depression's in survival, that's the push way out. But you know, son won't listen, daughter don't care. Wants to be more involved, but no money evolving there. So he's hustling, pressure on his shoulders, why he's wondering how he stumbled into the struggle, being his punishment. Child, this same cycle that we witness, regret the life we live in, and that's Lord for the forgiveness. Do expect for them to give it. Your dream should be your mission. We gon' change the world together and be written with no limits. Like what up? No. What up? No. Thank you.
Thank you. I like your style. Okay, let's move on to our next panelist, Francisca Vargas. She began her interest in theater at the Guadalupe when she joined the Teen Arts Puentes Project, a summer youth program that taught students how to partner social activism and the arts. She has since been active in her school's theater program, participating in competitions and receiving awards for theater arts and writing. She has recently completed an internship with the Guadalupe Cultural Arts Center and is participating in the upcoming play Enfrascandra. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Francisca. I'm going to be performing a poem called The Powwow at the End of the World by Sherman Alexie. I am told by many of you that I must forgive, and so I shall. When an Indian woman puts her shoulder to the Grand Coulee Dam and topples it, I am told by many of you that I must forgive, and so I shall. When the floodwaters burst each successive dam downriver from the Grand Coulee, I am told by many of you that I must forgive, and so I shall. When the floodwaters find their way to the mouth of the Columbia as it enters the Pacific and causes all of it to rise, I am told by many of you that I must forgive, and so I shall. When the first drop of floodwater is swallowed by that salmon waiting in the Pacific, I am told by many of you that I must forgive, and so I shall. When that salmon swims upstream through the mouth of the Columbia and then past the flooded cities, broken dams, and abandoned reactors of Hanford, I am told by many of you that I must forgive, and so I shall. When that salmon swims through the mouth of the Spokane River as it meets the Columbia, then upstream until it arrives in the shallows of a secret bay on the reservation where I wait alone, I am told by many of you that I must forgive, and so I shall. When that salmon leaps into the night air above the water, throws a lightning bolt at the brush near my feet, and starts a fire, which will lead all of the lost Indians home, I am told by many of you that I must forgive, and so I shall. When we Indians have gathered around the fire with that salmon, who has 3 stories it must tell before sunrise. One story will teach us how to pray. Another story will make us laugh for hours. The third will give us reason to dance. I am told by many of you that I must forgive, and so I shall. when I am dancing with my tribe during the powwow at the end of the world. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you. The next panelist is Jackie Barrera. She was selected by members of the world-renowned Mariachi Vargas, the Taquilan, as the best mariachi vocalist in the U.S. as the 20th annual Mariachi Vargas and Extravaganza in San Antonio, Texas in November of 2014. She's currently a student at Roma High School in Roma, Texas, and a member of the JV Roma Mariachi Santander, the group that accompanies her on this video.
Yeah, can we put the light on so we can see her and then take down the screen? Is the audio on this input on, Pedro?
Asoma en mi ventana y me llena la vida con el hermoso amanecer. Me gusta escuchar la paz de las montañas, mirar los colores del atardecer y sentir en mis pies la arena de la playa y lo dulce de la caña cuando beso a mi querer. Sé que el tiempo lleva prisa para borrarme de la lista, pero yo le digo que ay, qué bonita es esta vida, aunque a veces duela tanto y a pesar de los pesares, siempre hay alguien que nos quiere, siempre hay alguien que nos cuida. Ay, 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 qué bonita es esta vida. Y aunque no sea para siempre, si la vivo con mi gente, es bonito hasta la muerte con mariachi y tequila. Me gusta escuchar la voz de una guitarra, brindar por aquel amigo que se fue, sentir el abrazo de la madrugada y llenarme la mirada de otro hermoso amanecer. Sé que el tiempo lleva prisa para borrarme de la lista, pero yo le digo que ay, qué bonita es esta vida, aunque a veces duela tanto y a pesar de los pesares, siempre hay alguien que nos quiere, siempre hay alguien que nos cuida. Ay, 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 qué bonita es esta vida, y aunque no sea para siempre, si la vivo con mi gente. Es bonito hasta la muerte con canciones y tequila. Ay, 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 qué bonita es esta vida, aunque a veces duela tanto y a pesar de los pesares, siempre hay alguien que nos quiere, siempre hay alguien que nos cuida. Ay, 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 qué bonita es esta vida, y aunque no sea para siempre, si la vivo con mi gente, es bonito hasta la muerte con mariachi y tequila. Ay, 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 ay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Can the panelists come up and take your seats for questions? Oh, thank you. Wow. Okay. Just making sure. You guys are all really talented, more than I am, obviously. But wow, I'm just wondering, because all of you guys have different backgrounds, obviously. What inspired you to be where you are today? And you guys can answer with that.
Well, all my life I've always wanted to be a singer and be on stage. Actually, the first time I went on stage was with one of my childhood idols. Her name was Tatiana, and she carried me, and I was like, you know what, I want to be like this someday. And coming to middle school, I got into the mariachi, where I had more opportunities to sing and be on stage. And I'm that kind of person. I'm a very shy person. I don't really talk, and it helped me a lot get rid of my fear on stage and be a little bit more communicate more with people. And I guess like all my life I've always wanted to be a singer and be involved with music. So sorry. I've always drawn and colored like ever since I was little. I think everyone has. But my parents are my mom's very crafty, and I don't know, I'm just around, like, my family is very, artsy. I have a cousin who I'm very close to. He's a video game designer, and so when I was little, I would, like, play with his, like, pads, and he does a lot of technology stuff, so it wasn't really on paper, but, so I also have an interest in that sort of media arts. But I think also my friend Harvey, she's been my best friend since we were in elementary school, and she was in SACY since middle school, and she always talked about it, and I wanted to be a part of it. And we also live very close to SACY, so yeah, that's oh, sorry.
Yeah. I think, to be real, it was my grandfather who inspired me. He paints and he does music, which is like kind of what I do. And seeing him growing up just play on different stages and then to go to an art gallery, it's really inspirational. And in a way, I kind of look up to him, but I'll never tell him that. But yeah.
Well, I was a really shy person as well. When I was in middle school and kind of trying to figure out who I was, went through that whole like kind of scene phase, the emo scene phase. And I was really shy, and my grandma saw that, and I was having like a really hard time with like my living situation. My grandma was like, oh, you know, maybe there's like a theater arts program or something that we can put you in. And she researched, and I was like not really interested. I was like, I just want to go to the mall every day. I don't even want to do that. And then she found the Teenage Contest Project here at the Guadalupe, and I was in it, and it was cool to like be around other kids my age. And at first I was like, I just want to do tech, and then I kind of just fell into it, and opportunities just kept popping up, and I just went with it. Just went with growing my skills, and yeah.
I started playing the accordion because my parents always listened to the music. And they always listened to this one musician named Steve Jordan, and he's my favorite. And I really liked his music, so I wanted to play like him, and that's how I started.
So you guys have been through a lot, obviously, with your transition into what you guys are doing now. Are there any things that probably made it difficult for you to be where you are today? Like with you, mariachi, art, acting, musician?
Well, being in mariachi, it's kind of hard to be doing mariachi since we practice like at least 5 days throughout the week, sometimes even weekends, all like, let's say 4 hours a day, or I don't know how many hours, but it does take a lot of dedication, especially when you have to commit yourself to the music and to your instrument. You have to practice a lot of hours to maintain good sound and stuff like that. But also with school, we tend to have practice very late, yet having to wake up very early for school the next day, having a lot of homework. I think that's one of the most difficult things about being a mariachi, but I guess we can all do it. So I go to the Young Women's Leadership Academy, and school is a very big part of my life. And we have a lot of homework, like usually like 2 hours a night at least. And so at CC, we're required to put in 8 hours a week minimum. And so it's kind of difficult to balance that out. But I have a friend who's also in CC, so we like carpool and we make sure to go to tutoring, and so.
I think the hardest thing or challenge is to do art as like if something I want to do is I think finding support. A lot of times, you know, you want to do something, you want to go into it, but people look at you like you're crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, who are you to do this? You're not a rock star. You're not a Basquiat. You're not a Frida. So it's basically finding support. And once you find that support, just know that if you do something with your heart, with something that you love, people are always gonna follow it.
I've been lucky enough to have a really great support system. Nobody ever told me that I couldn't do it, that I couldn't do whatever I wanted to do, which is awesome. Like, everybody always told me that I could do whatever I wanted to do. I guess the hardest part would have to be school and just juggling all that, and also trying to support myself, trying to make money, and like being able to eat and do the things that I want to do, but still trying to do the things that I love.
The most difficult thing about playing the accordion is the timing. Because I always speed through the buttons and you can't even hear them.
you guys are all very talented, and on top of that, you're very, very young. I'm young too, but it's okay. But is there any advice or words of wisdom that y'all would give to anybody who's interested in pursuing wherever you guys are doing now? Like, maybe in the future, you know? Like acting or being a musician or being a singer?
I would have to say just don't, just even if you're not confident, just fake it. Just fake it till you make it, you know? Like, you just gotta, don't doubt yourself. You just gotta look like you know what you're doing, and it'll look like you know what you're doing.
I guess one thing I would say is do it with your heart, do it with love, whatever you do. You know, sometimes it's okay to step back and breathe and, like, you know, check out the scene, and then, you know what I mean, like, do, if you feel a need to do it, you're gonna do it. You can't fight that inside of you. It's naturally there. So just be confident, like she said, or fake it, and you're just gonna get through.
I think you just have to be very determined and disciplined to put in all the time and the effort, and don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it.
Yeah, discipline is a big part of being a musician. You have to know also, like, timing wise and everything. I guess just never give up on your dreams. Like, never, like, whatever anyone tells you, just keep on doing what you love. It's what you love to do. And like some people say, like musicians, like they say it doesn't really count as a job for me. It's more like of a hobby. Like, it's more of, it's not work. So if you want to do that and you want to keep doing what you love, you know, just keep putting on work and time and practicing a lot for you to make your dreams come true.
Any other question?
Yes.
Oh, okay. It's okay, it's okay. Okay. The question was, where's the question? I wrote my question, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, advice, thank you. Is there any advice that you would give to anybody who wants to be a musician or any kind of relative to the arts?
Just to be confident.
Confidence is key. Thank you. And do you guys have any questions for the panelists?
Yes, first I want to congratulate you all. Wonderful, wonderful gift you gave us. And I want to also tell you that I am so hopeful and so proud, because not only you are great performers, but also all of you were able to articulate in your presentations what is it that you're doing. And for the visual artists, you talked about your work and the process involved in the work in a way that sometimes grown-up artists cannot do. So congratulations, thank you so much.
Are there any other questions?
So, as somebody who is an adult that likes to support art, what are some of the things we can do from NALAC, but also as, I say older, not elder, as an older, that we can do to support some of your work as young people from your perspective? What are some of the things that you think that you need, or that some areas of support that you might need? I'm just curious to and anyone can answer, or all of you, either way.
I think the biggest way to support is just to constantly let them know that you know, practice makes perfect, and keep on going, and you know what I mean, you're gonna get good, or you already are great, and just don't listen to what other people say, because I think as young artists growing up, the older we get, the more we start to feel the pressures of this world, and to let them know that it's okay and you're great at what you do, and this is what you were born to do. I think that's the best feeling ever, to let somebody else know that you're growing and you're gonna be great one day.
I think as a visual artist, we need I really like going to Stacy because I get free access to art supplies, which can be very expensive, and I also get guidance from experienced and practicing artists, so I think guidance is also something important.
Well, I think it's very important to always support the artist in many ways. For example, I have a friend of mine who, her mom, whenever she would finish performing, she would be like, "You did so horrible, you did this and that," and I was like, what kind of parent is that? But I'm very lucky that my parents are very supportive. They always travel with me. Like my mom, she traveled with me to Detroit, where we got to meet Reyes, and we got to meet a lot of very talented, I don't remember his name, sorry. And we got to be part of an organization of NALAC as well over there in Detroit, and it was very fun, and it's always very important to support each other and bring each other up no matter what.
I think for theater arts, just more opportunities for young Latino actors and actresses, because there isn't that much work out there for Latina actresses or Latino actresses. There's just hardly nothing, especially at the Playhouse, they have some stuff, but you gotta look a certain way, and I can't try out for, I don't know, Wizard of Oz or something. They're not looking for me. And then
try out.
and thank you. And more funding. I think theater arts doesn't get a lot of funding, especially here at the Guadalupe, the theater arts department, or even at my school. We're barely, my school at Henry Ford Academy for Art and Design has been around for 6 years, 7 years, and we're just barely getting the theater arts program off the ground. Just barely, barely.
As a musician, I like getting supported, and yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is my favorite panel of all time. I just gotta say, you guys are incredible, smart, intelligent. My name is Adriana Gallego, and I work with NALAC, and I just want to reassure you that the doors are open. Just pick up the phone or email us at NALAC, and if we don't have the answer, we can connect you with somebody who does, just so you know, okay? So you've got agents there for you already. But I have a burning question. I'm also a painter, right? And I discovered it really, when I started college. And I was fascinated by this thing that I didn't know was a thing. I thought I had invented it or something. But it was that I had made a mistake, but it ended up turning into something really cool. So I was wondering if you have discovered anything like that in your practice yet, in your artwork. Were you performing a song or something, or doing a drawing, and then made a mistake, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, this is worth $10,000.
Well, when I'm performing and I mess up, I kind of just go with it and just keep going and pretend nobody knows, because nobody knows.
I like making mistakes. To be honest with you, I think mistakes make you perfect. If for everything that you do, if you plan out there and you go out there and you have no mistakes, I don't think you were living in the moment. You know what I mean? Mistakes happen. I think that's part of being an artist, is learning how to roll with the mistakes and make yourself a better person.
I don't know if you remember, but one of my self-portraits was like red and purple and arbitrary colors, and I had laid down a base coat of like peach, and for the background, once I finished like painting myself, I didn't know what to do with it, and my instructor gave me the idea of using this new technique with your brush. It's like you don't paint the whole thing like solid, so the peach still came out, and I thought that was kind of cool. I didn't mean to like keep it like that, but I did.
Well, for singers, it's sometimes, you know, like you hear the singer crack or whatever. And it actually happened to me one time, the first time I was singing this song. It was really high. And I sang it, and I usually laugh at myself whenever I hear myself crack. And then I came up to my friend, I was like, "Did you hear my crack?" And she's like, "No, but it sounded like very beautiful, Jackie." And I'm like, "Are you serious? My cracks sound beautiful?" And she's like, "Yeah." And then one time my mom was talking to a friend of hers. She was like, "It's because Jackie is like so humble, and I don't know what she has in her, but even if she, like, I know this is gonna sound gross or something, even if she farts, like her farts are gonna smell like flowers. Like, I don't know what it is about her, but it's just gonna be, she's just special." And I don't know what, I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, it happens to always have someone like that in our lives, and we're always grateful.
The same advice, just to keep going, because that's what I always do when I mess up, because I messed up a bunch of times and I just kept going.
Are there any more questions?
Like, depending on y'all's future, what y'all want to do later on in the future, are you going to continue to do what y'all do now, and if so, if you're going to try to help like younger people get into what y'all do?
I like theater arts, but I kind of, I'm just to be honest, like I don't see myself doing it as theater arts isn't something that I ever saw myself doing like professionally, like making money, and that's how the way I lived. I've always had this idea that I would like be doing theater arts, but I'd also be doing something else, and I always wanted to just help people, like whatever that is. I'm gonna go to SAC, and I want to study political science and just see like where that takes me, and hopefully that'll just help me contribute back to my community somehow the way it gave to me.
I want to be an artist, so this is something I really want, and this is something, this is something I try to do like 100%. But I definitely want to help the younger generation. Already in my city, I go to schools and I talk to kids in middle school and tell them, like, if you want to be artists, you can. Don't let these boring grown-ups tell you you can't. You know what I mean? And so I think it's kind of our job as artists, as even young artists, as us then on the stages, to tell other people, our peers, younger generations, that you can do whatever you want. I don't care what everybody else says. You can do whatever you want, whatever you put your mind to. So I would love to help the younger generation more.
I think artists aren't only painters and musicians. They're creators. They're engineers. They're architects. And I don't think I want to be like a painter. Like, I still want to continue that, but I also want to go into art therapy, because art is very nurturing and healing, and I have experienced that, and so I want others to experience it too.
I would like to continue with music. I'm gonna major in music, hopefully, and maybe transfer somewhere else to continue with music or mariachi music as well, maybe go solo, I don't know. But yeah, definitely I would love to teach younger generation about our beautiful music, not only mariachi, but music in general, and I think it's very important to keep the tradition going.
I want to keep doing it when I grow up. I want to teach because the music I play conjunto is dying out. So I want to teach younger generations when I grow up, or adults, the music.
Okay, thank you for your questions, and thank you, the panelists. You guys are really talented and amazing. I'll talk to you guys later.
Can we have, I just want to ask if we can have another round of applause for these amazing, amazing young artists. Continue. I know you have the support of a lot of the community, and of course you have the support of NALAC as you grow up. Know that the organization is there to support you in any way that we can. I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you to everyone who came today, the day before, Thursday. You have been with us for 3 days. We appreciate that very much. Especially those of you that came from faraway places, Portland, New York, Miami, so many places across the country. We appreciate the knowledge that you brought and appreciate the opportunity to talk to all of you together. We talked a lot about a lot of issues, and I think one of the central issues in the entire 3 days were the issue of how do we support artists? How do we support the artists in the organization to keep producing their work? And that is at the heart of what NALAC does, and we want to continue to do that. And we also spoke about inclusivity and about equity and about being able to really speak for ourselves and talk to others about the work that we do and get the support. So I encourage you, wherever you go back to your community or even here in San Antonio, to begin to have those conversations that sometimes are difficult, but find your group, someone that you can form an alliance with, even if it's a small group, and begin to have those conversations about how you share about your work, and then why you think your work is important, and what kind of message you want to create to tell others about your work and convince them to support you and support other artists, and especially support the entire Latino arts community. So go forward con confianza, be brave. If you need information, if you need anything from NALAC, please, we are always here for you, and we'll provide you with the resources or the connections that you need to advance your work. So please go forward. I have some information here about how you may want to start a conversation with your own small group or in your community about equity and diversity, learning discussions. I only have a few copies here, but we can email them to you. So it's really important to begin that learning with each other. What do we want? What is it that we're looking for? And so I encourage you to do that. And then in a couple of days, you're going to receive an evaluation. Please respond to that. Please answer that evaluation. We want to know what it is that is important to you. What were the topics that you felt are important and need more information about to help us shape future convenings like this. So muchas gracias. We appreciate your time. Thank you so much. the most important thing I forgot to mention, there's paletas in the lobby for everyone. But I forgot to mention that Sunday, May 1st, is NALAC's 27th birthday. So join us in the lobby for paletas and una canción para NALAC. Oh, Tuesday, mira, see. What wonderful staff I have. We have another important event Tuesday. It's the day of Big Give in San Antonio. I know a lot of the organizations are participating in this, and so is NALAC. So we will connect with you, and please donate whatever you can, even if it's $1, to NALAC and to the organizations, the Latino organizations that are participating in the Big Give. Thank you.